Hey guys, welcome. My name is Christina and this is Christy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing some Dijon garlic and herb crusted turkey, as well as some southern fried shrimp tacos with ranch slaw for my husband. We're also going to do some mac and cheese for the boys, some snow peas, and some super sweet corn. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so I've got my water boiling here. We're going to add some pasta to it in just a minute, and I have a hot mess everywhere all over the countertop because, you know, no woman can cook completely clean. This way we go ahead and we get our mac and cheese rolling, and then while we wait on that to cook, we're going to work on a couple of other things at the same time. This way we kind of get everything done all at once. It's a quick 30-minute meal, start to finish. We're going to take our pan. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way here real quick. Okay, this is for my turkey, which, as you can see, I've got everything for my turkey sitting right here. So all I'm going to do is just spray my pan with Pam, of course. I like to use a big spoon to put my Dijon on, just because then it's a little bit easier. One of the things I like to do when I'm doing this is I'll put some of the seasonings on the bottom of the pan. That way, as the fat rolls down into the pan, you get a good flavoring. Alright, so now we just go ahead and we get started with all the simple, easy stuff. Sit that over there for a minute. And I've actually taken 2 turkey breasts. I've just cut them in half here. Just going to give them a nice coating. And then we just do a nice little sprinkle like that. And again, clean hands. I'm just going to put it directly in the pan like that. And then we're going to do these guys right here real quick. I'm just going to rinse my hands off. We don't want to put any kind of raw food onto containers or anything else. And again, my oven is heated to 400 degrees. That usually gets a pretty quick cook on your meat, which is usually what you want, especially after a long day at work. You want to come home, you want to have a pretty quick meal. This is the simplest way to do that. And I'm going to do 2 of these. That one bottom one is still a little bit buried. And then I'll rinse my hands again. That way I've got 2 more in my pan. Okay. I'm going to do our wonderful garlic herb mixture here. There's 1. There's 2. And then we just kind of smush them in together. Rinse your hands again, because again, you don't want to cross-contaminate anything. And we'll do the last one. We are now done with our Dijon mustard. No, we're not. I lied. I forgot, we gotta coat the top. You can't have it without coating the top. Otherwise you only get flavor on one side. Okay, and then we're gonna put this last one in. Right like so. And now that I'm done with the raw part of my turkey, I do try and keep a clean kitchen as I work. Don't feel like you need to be skimpy with your Dijon mustard. It does lock in a lot of the moisture and the flavor, and it gives a lot of flavor as well when you're doing this. Comes in very, very handy. You can use Dijon mustard. You can use it to crust pork chops, pork tenderloin. Some people use it for the steak. It's got a little bit of a tang to it, so we'll see. This I really like, though. I love it on turkey because it just gives that extra zing of flavor. And then I'm just very, very liberally going to shake my seasoning all over my turkey. And just to ensure that I don't make a mess, go around the edges with just my fingers. Alright, like so. I made a mess anyways. Okay. Then from there, we're going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or so. We'll check on it here in a little bit. So you now have your turkey going. You've got your pasta cooking, so you want to go ahead and make sure you keep up with stirring that. That way it doesn't cook in clumps, doesn't come out in clumps. Okay, next we're going to do my little pan here. And these are just flash frozen snow peas. Love snow peas. So good for so many different things. I'm just going to add some water so that way we can get them cooking. And we're going to turn this burner on low. And then I'm going to do the same thing back here with my corn. That on this burner. I'll turn this that way. And we'll go ahead and turn this one on low. Just kind of get those cooking. Now we're going to get started on our shrimp. Okie dokie. Get our stove cleaned off because I've got a feeling we're going to need it to fry some shrimp. Set that there. Stir my pasta one more time. Okay, so in our mixing bowl, I'm going to mix my cornmeal. And I'm going to mix my seasoning blend. It's a Cajun seasoning blend. Wouldn't be Southern if you don't have some form of a Creole type seasoning. So we're just going to give this a good little mix. Mix, stir, shake, however you like to do it. Okay. I have all of my shrimp, which I have patted dry. And we're just going to literally toss these in here so that I don't have to touch raw shrimp. We're just going to use the whisk that I used to mix my cornmeal together. And put our plate off to the side, and all we're going to do is just, you know, you've always wanted to be that fancy chef, so. Okay, now we're just going to set these aside temporarily until we're ready to use these. All right. In this mixing bowl, I have the coleslaw. And what we're going to do with that one, that's cheese for tacos later, is I'm actually going to mix it with the dressing. And this is just a ranch dressing. It's going to go on top of the tacos. So we're going to set this aside. You want to take the corn that you have for your meal and you want to microwave it in a microwave safe bowl for about 45 seconds. Okay, so I am microwaving my corn, and then I'm going to actually stir that into my slaw while it's nice and warm. That way we have nicely cooked corn in there. So as you can see, my corn is piping hot. It's going to kind of wilt down, soften the cabbage some carrots in here a little bit. It smells absolutely amazing. Okay, we're going to set this aside. We're going to do this. Always remember when you're doing fried foods, if you have the opportunity, set yourself out a plate that has some paper towels on it. That'll help absorb your oil. And that looks like it should be good. Now we're going to get this going over medium-high heat. Grab some tongs. Basically, we're going to wait for this oil to get nice and piping hot inside of here, and then we're going to add our nice cornmeal Cajun crusted shrimp into the mix. And always remember, you cannot reuse the cornmeal, so you just want to go ahead and toss that out once you're done with it. And while we wait on that to warm up, looks like our pasta is doing really, really well. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. We'll just let it get residual heat at this point, and it'll be about ready to go. One of the things, a key to always knowing when your oil is really good and hot, you can always put your hand here and tell if you can feel the heat. Another way is it'll move really, really quickly, and it'll pool really quickly inside your pan. So always pay attention to that, and you'll never have a problem with knowing if your pasta is, or if your oil is ready to cook, ready to utilize. Get my fabulous red drainer out. That way I'm ready to drain pasta here in just a couple minutes. So as you can see, the oil is moving pretty quickly around my pan now. So you're just going to take your shrimp, make sure they're good and coated. And you're just laying them in the pan. Just starting to hear a nice little sizzle. And shrimp didn't want to go in a pan. And nice little shrimp in the boat. Okay, while we wait for those shrimp to get all nice and toasted up, I'm going to go ahead and jump off screen real quick. I'm going to drain this pasta. We're going to go ahead and finish our mac and cheese. That way it's ready to roll for the boys. So for mac and cheese, I do, of course, butter. And then I like to give it a little bit of a head start, so I'll always put it back on even though the burner's turned off. Just kind of gives it a head start with melting the butter. You can just hear a sizzle coming out of my shrimp now. Cool. And this is why we always keep a clean workspace. You spill something, you can just pick it right back up and toss it back in there, and it's lovely, perfectly clean workspace. I'm going to add my cheese mixture. I'm going to add my milk. And that is all she wrote. Those shrimp, even though I don't eat seafood, smell fantastic right now. I think the husband's going to be very happy with dinner tonight. Although in his eyes it won't be enough shrimp. All right, mac and cheese is done, ready to roll. We are going to take a peek at our shrimp here. We're going to just gently flip them over. Let them get all nice and fabulous on the other side. Just like that. I'm going to turn these two burners up just a little bit. We'll give the vegetables a helping hand in cooking. Check on our turkey. It smells fantastic. Just like that, our shrimp is done. We can go ahead and turn that one off. We've got our mac and cheese already done. And our turkey breast is about 5 minutes out. And we will be ready to assemble here in just a couple minutes. Going to pull all these shrimp out and set them on a paper towel. That way they have a chance to kind of de-oil a little bit. And just to kind of show you, they are pretty pristinely, perfectly cooked. Again, I don't eat shrimp, but this smells really good. Set your pan aside for later cleanup. Okay, it looks like those are pretty toasty. It's looking like these are going to be about ready to go too. Quick way to tell, you can always taste test real fast, especially if it's for you and your own family. So to ensure that I do not burn myself on a burner, and this will get toasty fast, okay? So be very, very cautious when you do something like this. But I have these fabulous little taco trays, and I love to use them when I have the opportunity. Apparently, they needed a touch of cleaning again from just 5 minutes ago. There we go. And all you do is you just put your taco shells right down in here. Makes this kind of fun. Makes it more authentic. So my husband will have 4 tacos and each one of my boys will get 1. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2. Okay, tell you what, I'm just going to use my fingers. They're clean and they just seem to fit better than tongs do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Bit of this slaw, and because I know my husband, we're going to do some mozzarella and a little bit of queso fresco. And you can do each one of your tacos like that. However, my husband will only try one the way that it's intended. He does not do his vegetables. The boys will try it that way. So we're just going to do the others with the mozzarella and queso fresco for the husband. Okay, there's all of our mozzarella. And then we just do a nice little light sprinkle of queso fresco on here. And voila! You have dinner for a husband. Now we're going to finish with everybody else's plates for dinner. 3. Make it a nice pretty plate for both my boys. And we'll do a little bit of the mozzarella on here and a little bit of queso fresco. And this is a taco for one kiddo. And then of course you always have to do your second kiddo. Kiddos always come first, moms always eat last. Have you ever paid attention to that? I always found that kind of entertaining. We spend all this time making it and it takes them no time to eat it. Especially with my boys. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. And I have actually discovered this year that I like coleslaw, so I'm going to try it just plain on my plate. Which you'll get to see everything plated up here in just a minute. A little bit of mozzarella. And a little bit of queso fresco. Try and keep it all contained on the plate right there. Okay, and I'm going to rinse my hands. That way I'm not messing with raw food. Okay, let's see. Off, 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 out, and off. So now we do just a few. I have one adventurous boy and I have one not so adventurous boy, so we have to make sure we still get our vegetables in. But I don't do a ton because I'm the one who likes the vegetables in the family, so we'll do a few of those on both plates. And then we'll do some super sweet corn. They both love corn, so that's a blessing. And give them both 2 spoonfuls. I'm going to pour out a little bit of this hot water. Make it a touch easier for me to drain this corn here. And we do corn again. And of course, for any good child, you cannot, absolutely cannot forget awesome mac and cheese. I'm pretty sure that is like a staple in a child's diet. Mac and cheese. We're actually going to put this right next to the corn, and then they're going to get a small piece of turkey to go with it. And this will broaden their horizons and they can join me on the fun food adventure, but it's also good food. There's one. There's the second spoonful. Set that there. I need my hot pads. And doesn't that look amazing? And it only took about 22 minutes. I'm going to use a small knife. Find the break in the turkey breast here. And then all you do is you just cut it in half. And it's thoroughly and beautifully white but juicy right in the middle. And this is how my boys eat. So that is how we make a really big fancy meal for my family here in the Griffin household. So thanks for watching. This is Christina with Christy's Kitchen. And this is fine dining made simple.